Okay, I'm gonna make this video for all my Druid lovers out there, because I've been playing Druid now since the beginning of the wipe, right? Okay, cool. Fantastic. Druid's amazing. I love him. This recent nerf killed him. He's dead. He's fucking done. He's absolutely garbage now. Like, I can't even kill a Warlock because my Treant, who is slow, can't catch up to him with the Entangling Vines. The 1 second of entangle is not enough to be able to catch up with the Treant or myself. So the fact that he's sitting there, cast, and I'm sitting there entangling vines so I can even try to get close to him, because God knows the only good weapon that currently is available to the Druid is the fucking spear. Like, I end up with no ability to catch up to him. I end up with no ability to even get anywhere near him, because you know what he does? Oh, Flame Walker, and let's go ahead and let's do fucking the fucking invisibility fucking whatever shift walk. And now I'm stuck because my summon treant is not fast enough to catch up to him. The entangling vines doesn't keep him in one spot long enough for him to catch up to him, or for even me to catch up to him. And then I end up with nothing, right? Okay, well, what? Thorn Barrier. What does Thorn Barrier do? Blocks an exit. I'm sitting in a room fighting with him. He wants to kill me. That's gonna do nothing. Cool, I could do Dreamfire, 15 magical damage, but like I don't. Maybe I'm going about healing all wrong. Fuck it, let's try Dreamfire and Nature's Touch. But like, I don't feel like half the time whenever I'm fighting a Warlock, or anything for that matter, even the Barbarians, that Entangling Vine can even remotely do anything. Like, I get it, maybe 3 seconds was too long. But 1 second? You know how long 1 second is? Okay, ready? Beep, beep. Okay, that's 1 second. That's 1 second. You know how little that does? That does nothing. It's literally a useless spell that I like don't even know what people want me to do with, because the thing is that like half the time I'm sitting there trying to get entangling vines off, I cast it, and because it's such a small radius, 1 meter, I end up missing anyways. And sure, that might be a skill issue, but the thing is that even when I do hit them 3-4 times in a row with Entangling Vine, that's only a second, and they're still shooting spells at me the whole time. The Treant is so fucking slow that he can't even catch up to them, which is fine. I don't need it to be fast. I just need it to actually do something. Because what? He just walks away from it. He doesn't even have to pull his weapon into his pocket and like run away from it. It's like he just has to walk away from it. And then the Entangling Vines does nothing. It does nothing. I've fought like 10, 15 PvP encounters now where I try and do Entangling Vines, and it is gone. It's there, it's gone, it's done, and it's trash. It's like, I don't know, maybe I need to go about like trying to make like a circle around their feet, like with 3 or 4 of them. But the thing is now, after you cast it a second time, the first one goes away. So like, you can't even fucking do that anymore because they nerfed it so hard. Entangling Vines is garbage now. It's not even a useful spell, and honestly, I should probably take it out of my fucking spell casting. Like, it's not even fun to use anymore. Like, sure, I maybe got 1 or 2 kills with it to start, but like now, like I can't do anything with it. It's fucking useless, full-blown useless. And like that's I just like, and like half the animals, like the rat's cool and all, but the only thing the rat is useful for is like jumping through doorways in the goblin caves. The chicken I've found 0 use for. Sure, it gives you what, 1% of your health, like 1% of 50 health. Like, it's useless, dude. It's so useless. And then the panther, as cool as it is, doesn't do enough damage to like even like help the fact that it has 30% less health. Like, it's the panther does nothing. Like, it's not great. Like, it's great for sneak attacks, like if you want to become like sneaky for a second and then jump up on someone. But like, I've found like that 90% of the time I try and PvP or PvE with this thing, it's useless. It's so useless. And Bear is like the worst of it all, because the thing is that Bear, as cool as it is, gained 50% physical damage reduction. Like 90% of the time I'm taking damage, it's because I'm too big. And because of how big the Bear is, it's not even good enough to use the bash skill to be able to break a door down, because what happens is he goes up and then hits the top of the door frame. Up, hits the top of the door frame. And you can't even do anything with that. And you can't even bash down doors with your left click, which would be useful, but like it doesn't the ability to destroy reinforced doors and containers is not useful as a Bear, because like it's just 90% of the time whenever you're that tall, there's no way to actually hit the door. Like they need, like, I get it. I've put a lot of time into Druid so far, but it's pretty fucking useless. And this, don't even get me started on the service here. You want me to pay $300 for an adventurer cloak when I have 50 of them? Like, what is the point of this? What is the point of this service? The point is that, like, I get it, you can get your good gear back, but like, there's no reason I can ever think of that this spear costs $150 and that this cloak costs $300 and that these gloves cost $200. The pendant, sure, $35, whatever. The boots aren't even worth $60. I could go to the marketplace and get a pair 10 times better for the same price. Like, they need to lower this number. The whole point is that this is a recovery. I shouldn't have to pay full price for the same item that I went into the dungeon with. The point should be that I'm getting the gear back that I lost, and I still, sure, can pay for it, but I would never pay over $100 for this cloak. I would never pay over like $75 for these gloves. You know what I mean? Like, I can get a better pair of gloves than this right here in the marketplace for less than $50. Like, it's insanity. It's like, this is such a bad recovery system. And like, I don't know who at Ironmace needs to hear this, but just because something is good does not mean that you have to nerf it. Does not mean that you need to like take it and slam it into the fucking ground and make it useless. Like, it's so triggering to me that they have to fucking like take something good out of a new class just because it's good. The point of the Druid is that he's a nature guy. He can entangle people with vines and then summon a treant to fight for him. Like, the fact that entangling vines is basically a null spell now, like it doesn't do anything. Like, basically now he's only got 8 spells. And fuck, you know for a fact I'm not using this because it only heals recover 40 additional. It doesn't even heal the health. It just gives you 40 recoverable health, which means that you have to sit there for 40 fucking seconds to recover it. Like, sure, 5 all attributes is cool, but you can't even cast it on yourself. Who am I giving this to? My teammates? My teammates that are gonna fucking die? Like sure, 5 all attributes is great, but that's not needed. It really isn't. Like, you don't really need 40 additional recovery health. I need 40 additional health over maybe 20 seconds, you know, like, or even if you wanted to do 30 seconds. So that way it's a health and a half every second, or whatever you want to fucking call it. But like, it's just, this is so bad. This is like not even a good spell. Like, Barkskin armor is cool, but I haven't had it help me at all. Thorn barrier's cool. I've literally never used it once. Like, and the fact that it only does 3 damage per second, like, you know how long people are standing next to that thorn barrier for? Never. They don't stand next to it. Because they see it casted, they take 3 damage and then back up. No one is, like, actively trying to, like, walk towards that. Like, sure, what? You're trying to capture someone in a room? They're not running away from you. They're coming towards you. You know what I mean? Like, all of these spells are, like, good in a way, but, like, they're not, they're nothing that you can, like, really use that well. Like, Mending Grove, they brought it down to, like, 2 uses, which now, like, only brings up my health, or, like, to, like, I can only fully recover once between these 2 spells. Like, I have to use both of them if I'm at, like, 3 HP to recover back to full, which is fine. That's already pretty good. But the amount of times that I have some random goblin with a fucking sword triple shot me, like, I have to use both of those spells right away, and they take so long to recover. And I get it. The game isn't supposed to be fast-paced. I don't usually take damage from goblins, so I don't usually have to use it right away. But the thing is that 90% of the time when I'm team fighting, and my team has to go through and use some of this stuff, like, I find that, like, this is really good. I can't even lie. Like, Mending Grove has been crazy good. It's impressively amazing. I don't even have any complaints about it. I just want it to be back to 3 uses, because 2 uses is just, like, it's nothing. It gets me through the top area of the dungeon maybe once or twice. Like, I don't know. There's so much stuff about this whole Druid nerf that is so wrong in every way possible. They really need to, like, rebuff Entangling Vines. Please make it for 2 seconds. I'll compromise. Give me 2 seconds and a 2-second immunity. I don't care. But I really cannot deal with 1 second. Because you know what they do? They get in it, they walk out of it. Like, that's all it is. It roots them for maybe a second. And that's not even enough time for me to, like... I don't know, maybe I should try comboing Thorn Barrier with Root and see if I can, like, lock them in an area for the Treant. Like, I don't know. Maybe. I guess. Like, I don't really know. I think that this whole system they have going on with increasing this to a 6th level spell, which does not need to be a 6th level spell. This is like a tier 5 or 4 spell. This is really not that great. This is not a tier 6 spell. Like, I get it, he's got a lot of, like, memory capacity, but that is not a tier 6 spell. This is maybe a tier 5, maybe a tier 4. Tier 4 is maybe too low. Tier 5, I think, equates to it just fine. Like, it's really not as good as they're making it out to be. And, like, I'll even pop into a quick Frost Mountain, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how useless this Entangling Vine spell is now. Like, it's not good at all. And I can't even go in because they just started server maintenance. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, this is my little shitty rant. Please buff Druid again. He can't solo fight for anything anymore. Like, and his 1 second entangle is not great. It's not good at all. It doesn't stop anybody. It doesn't even, like, remotely make anybody pause. Like, it's not good. It's really not a good spell anymore. So please, 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 either buff the Druid or give him more useful spells. Like, even his perks are not great, dude. Like, fuck that one. Like, 10 magical power is great. 5 magical power for 4 seconds. The Dreamwalk is great. Force of Nature doesn't even work. Literally doesn't. I tested it. Doesn't work yet. So there's no point in having it. Spirit Bond is horrible. Thorncoat's fine, I guess. I guess I'll take Thorncoat. Like, Herbal Sense is trash. Shapeshift Mastery is trash. Like, Sun and Moon, cool. Like, I don't know, man. This is... they need to buff Druid, or they need to give him more stuff. I get it, he just came out. They gotta rework him a few times, but they really need to make his Entangling Vines better. They really do.